Listen to my sister. Dude. Okay, bye. Dude.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to have my claws.
You're so...
Do that.
I just broke them. I only drank half of one.
Those are, you know, the balloons are for the children.
Okay, yes,
Your
you know.
cake is ready.
Get out of here. Go. It's gluten-free. Candy bar cake. Get out of here.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Go get Natalie.
Go watch JJ.
Go get Charlotte.
Go watch JJ. Natalie, no. You cannot be in here this time. Bring my laptop. I didn't bring my laptop.
No, you didn't bring it in.
Come on, let's go bring my laptop.
She loved it. She loved it.
Why are we having separation anxiety?
Bring her in for the beginning. Maybe she'll be done by then.
I should have brought her tablet. What's wrong?
Is it because Rick is down there?
She's just been weird lately around people.
What?
More weird than usual. What?
It's go bring it to Rick and he will show you.
You wanna go watch Bruno? No. You wanna go watch Bruno? You wanna go watch
Oh, you want to go see JJ?
JJ's got their dog. Is it because it's out there with Rick? Are you scared?
I would be too.
How do you know him? He's nice.
What, Audrey? Okay. What if we put it on in my room? Let's try my room. I'll change the remote. Here. You got that on? Can I have that remote, please? Yeah, yours.
She hates Barrett. She's just weird right now.
It's not a bad dog, though.
No, he's not. She's afraid of Becca's dogs.
Okay. means no more talking to us.
Okay.
If you need somebody, talk to Rick.
Yes, ma'am. That's a cool balloon.
Yeah. It was already made.
I'm so excited.
I was like, whoa.
I just want to smell it.
Well, I got you a plate and everything. I know. It's not a cake to put on display.
It smells so good.
And
that is a beautiful cake. What are you talking
But
about?
no, it's not like
chocolate.
It's not a pretty cake. And I don't know what happened to these over during the day.
They're so
They got
pretty.
sad.
I love some. Is that for me?
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. It's this.
19 o'clock. Oh, where did you find this?
Safeway?
It smells like Cabernet.
I don't know. It's something. Oh, it says on the back what it is. It says red wine.
It tastes like Cabernet. That's good. Nice. Last time I had wine was also at your house.
Uh-oh. But it's gluten-free.
Thank you.
And, I don't have my phone on me because it's on the charger, but I have a picture of all the children slaving for me today. I made them all wash their hands, and I had them all line up and unwrap all the candies individually. I took a picture because they looked like a bunch of, like, child laborers.
This sweatshop over here.
Well, it smells
Who
like
is
a
it?
sweatshop.
Martha Stewart that did that? No.
Really?
Someone did that. Someone went to prison for it.
I know Martha Stewart went to prison for tax fraud.
Oh. Like the other people?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Suckers.
That's not funny. But I actually
did you
got
talk
it.
to your mom about that?
No, I forgot to ask her. I've been so busy today.
Yeah.
And I've been on the phone like all day.
Yeah. It's because it's your birthday.
Yeah, but...
Oh, I was going to sing when you walked in. I
Oh,
forgot.
that's okay. It's fine. You sang to me like a lot today, so it's okay. I know the song. I've heard it once or twice.
Yeah.
From a lot of people.
Yeah,
It's cool.
Sense.
I'm very loved, and I'm very grateful for it.
You are. Is this still recording? Yeah. Did you see?
I know. I was going to wear mine, but whenever my sister sent them, like one of the things must have like yanked or something, and it broke. So I have to like repuncture it through the...
I have a
through the
jewelry kit
leather.
if you want me to.
Oh, do you? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will bring it over then.
Yeah.
Can you sew mesh? No, probably not.
Mesh?
Charlotte's
Like
leotard. Yeah, Charlotte's leotard is broken, and it's like where the mesh connects to the material. I think that's where it's broken.
It's
It's her favorite leotard, and she immediately asked me if
I could try.
I could take it
If
to
it's
you.
if it's ruined and you're not gonna use it again, I will give a try.
Yeah,
Unless you...
no, I'm not going to use it again.
Okay. Yeah, I
Nope.
can try.
As my old boss says, you could give it the old college try. That's what he used to say all the time.
Because you... Okay. I don't get it, but...
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know.
Cool.
Cool.
You guys, if this is our podcast, What's with the Neighbors.
This is my birthday.
I was...
Sorry.
You stole it.
That's Amy.
That's Bree and Bree's birthday.
It's my birthday! But it won't be my birthday when this comes out, so...
No, it'll be a week.
It'll be next week, which is the week of the 13th.
It'll be a week and a half from now.
Yep.
10 days.
So I've already had my fun.
Yeah, it's over.
You know,
You know what? Stop wishing her a happy birthday,
Yeah,
you guys.
just
Come on.
stop it.
Stop it.
I do say I get like a birthday week, not a birthday month, guys. That's overkill. I was pretty sure that I was going to have the worst day ever today and like the worst birthday ever. And I just want to say thank you.
You did? Because your hubby's gone.
Because my hubby's
Yeah.
gone, and I know I'm a grown-up and I'm not supposed to care about my
But you
birthday,
know
but I
what?
care about my
It's
birthday.
a day to celebrate you.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
And
birthdays.
I feel like you always, like, you just want to make sure that you have a good day on your birthday.
Yeah, you want to have a good day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're like
Like,
celebrating.
you plan ahead the day before so you can make sure every, like, obstacle that you will run in will not go to shit.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's make sure I don't wake up to dishes.
Yes.
Let's make sure I'm
the
shaved
same way.
everywhere.
Yeah.
For what? My husband isn't even home.
But you
Everything.
want to feel good. First,
Yeah.
you want to feel good on your day. You don't want to be frustrated on your day.
Yeah.
So who cares if, like, I don't care if anyone else celebrates for me. I like to celebrate myself. And,
Yeah.
like, I
Same.
want to feel good on my day. It's my day. I don't get any other day of the year.
Mhm.
I mean, we have Mother's Day, but it's not Mother's Day.
No, it's not. It's for the kids.
No.
I mean, it's for the moms. It is an appreciation for the
yes.
moms, but you feel obligated to dedicate it to the kids.
Yeah, you want to spend
do
time
motherly
with the
things.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when
we love our kids, people.
when
God.
they're younger, it's more for the
Yeah.
kids. When it gets older, the kids can show appreciation. You're just like, I don't want to
Go stay the night at someone's house. Bye.
Please.
Love you.
That's what Alice's friend's mom did.
Happy
She
Mother's
her-
Day.
Yeah. She stayed the night at our house, which
Bye.
I didn't care. Because then I got a day off.
There you go.
I didn't have to see them. And I was like, I'm not feeding y'all. You feed yourselves.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
So today, June 8th, is the wonderful day of Best Friends Day. So
Okay, well, this is for Best Friends Day.
Amy got me so much, guys. I was going to bring all my presents, but I already put them all away. But
This
Amy,
is why I didn't have you open the presents.
Yeah.
on.
you got me so freaking much. Amy is the Leslie Knope of gift giving. She's amazing. She got
I just
me
love my friends.
3 shirts. One I'm wearing right now. It's awesome. She made it herself. It's like a ghost hunting EVP shirt. She got me some cool stickers, which are on my water bottle.
Yes.
And some Friends nail polish and a Friends peephole sign, which I'm going to put with my coffee bar because it's going to be Friends themed.
Yeah.
And just a whole bunch of other stuff.
Bunch of
And a
other
kitten.
little goodies. Yes, and a kitten.
But
so
my husband
top
has to
that,
say yes.
Amy, next year.
Yeah. Jeez. Amy, next year. You have a lot. You're going to have to go back and listen to this and be like, all right, what all did I get her?
Okay.
How can I top this?
Dang it. This year I have to get her a puppy.
a singing band or some kind of
mariachi band.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so it's Best Friends Day, and it's not much, but I got you something. Things.
I didn't even know it was Best Friends Day. I'm
Every
sorry.
June 8th. That's how because everybody always does Best Friends posts on June 8th.
Aww.
It's good.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about this. You're a best friend of the world.
I'm the best friend of the world.
Thank you. Oh.
Yeah, I saw those.
Gosh!
Do you wear those kinds of socks? The ones that are like that?
Yes!
Okay, that's what I thought.
Like the ankle ones?
Yeah.
Yes, these are my favorite type of socks.
Yeah. I saw they have Pixar ones too. They have so many cute socks right now.
Sorry,
They're Disney villains.
Yeah, Disney villain socks. Oh, you got me a card.
Yeah, only because it was funny.
Okay.
They have meme cards everywhere.
Best friends only. Okay. Amy Wamy, Amy Rillasaur, Amarillosaur Sour.
I can't wait for you to open one of your gifts in there because
Amsterdam, Amarillo, Amarilladillo.
Armadillo. Armadillo. I don't know how to.
Just Amy, A Dog, Buddy. Best friends only. What do you meme? Oh my god. Oh, I'm really bad at opening.
It's okay. I am too.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Wait, let's show the camera.
Have you seen those? All the meme cards that they have?
No.
Go to Walmart and just look at them. They have so many.
Gosh, I would spend there forever. Hope you get lucky today. Amy, guess what? I'm here. So this card is true. Anyways, happy National Best Friends Day. Inserts Ooshy Gushy feelings. I feel it. You know how it be a bud. I love you, bestie. XOXO. Bree out.
Gossip girl.
Gossip girl. And on the back it says, can't text well. Head stuck in banister. Thought it would be funny. Please send fireman.
I didn't see that part.
That is amazing.
Problems.
Oh, this is what you're like. Just wait.
So they might be too big.
That's okay. I can tie them on the side.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Oh my gosh, Miss Versal of True Crime. This is me.
That's your head, yes.
Oh my gosh. Bree.
I hope it sits right on your boobs.
I'll make it.
I was very worried about it.
I like tying stuff in the corners right here.
Yay!
This is so cute. I can't believe you made me. That's so cute. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then words are. Did you make this? Oh my gosh, you're making my head hurt. You know what? So the shirt says words words are hard, but then underneath it, it's typed out or spelled out exactly how I would say it.
That's how you're supposed to say it.
Yeah.
That's how it is online.
Words are
WURDZ.
The letter R, hard.
My sister told me that, and I forgot about it. She had told me, she was like, you should put all the words that she's mispronounced on there.
Oh my gosh, it would be like a full long t-shirt.
I was like, and I forgot about it until afterwards, and I was like, maybe we can add them to the back after we get them. Just like add them in there.
Each time.
Executed.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, was it?
Execution.
Yeah, execution. Yeah.
I've said it so many different ways. I can't wait till this week.
Oh gosh.
You, buddy.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited
Not
to hear those.
Much.
Now I don't have to do laundry for 2 days.
There you go. See, you got me shirts and I got you shirts. Boom. We both don't have to do laundry.
Do you have a neighborhood story?
Dang it. Why am I slacking on neighborhood stories?
I have a neighborhood story. I have them right here too.
Do you want me to read one so you can go first?
Sure.
Okay. Can I steal one of yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I kind of want to eat cake while I'm listening to your story.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any ones that you would?
No.
Okay.
I don't care.
All right. This one is from the Nextdoor app, and it is captioned "Blood-curdling screaming around 12:45 a.m."
Oh my gosh.
Cool. Woke to the sound of multiple screams/wails. Almost sounded like a cry of sorrow, more so than pain. Walked around the neighborhood and ran into a squad car that was dispatched as other neighbors heard it too. Hope everyone is safe and okay. And then Michael commented and said, sorry, caught up to the final... Sorry, caught up to the finale of The Bachelor. Couldn't believe the outcome. Truth, Michael. I love this Michael, too. I don't know. Josh really gets... Sorry, you don't listen to this, so you'll never know that I just said this, but Josh gets into The Bachelor, too.
So does Rick.
They're good. The drama's so good.
So good.
The Bachelor is so much better than The Bachelorette.
I agree.
The girl drama is just...
It's
hot.
It's unmatched.
Yeah.
Unmatched.
I don't know. The guys can get pretty...
They can, but...
Yeah.
I think what it is the guys are always trying to, like, one-up each other, and the girls are just, like, brutally mean, so...
They're straight up, like will manipulate and do things.
Yeah, they're witches. So my sister and I have been watching the new Keeping Up with the Kardashians on Hulu, which is called The Kardashians.
Did you watch the old one?
When I was like 21.
Okay.
But I mainly just want to watch it because I always see stuff about them like in the news and stuff, and I'm mainly just curious how they live their lives. And so anyway, so my sister and I...
It's intriguing.
Yeah, it's intriguing. And we game together, and she'll be watching it and be like, what's happening? So I started watching it. And so last night I was watching it, and Rick also was watching it, and he was asking me questions. It's
the reality TV. It's trash TV.
It's trash
That's
TV.
so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. He's like, what? How old is she? Man, no way. She's dating Pete Davidson? Like, what? The drummer from Blink-182? What? And he's like, they have to be doing it for publicity. And I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, so
it's good.
Trash TV is good.
It is good. I like it.
And
I might have to start watching it.
Watches it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She loves trash TV,
which is so funny to me because she does not look like someone that would.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna tell you a story from. Oh, I wanted to tell you a couple things about this cake.
Okay.
So I've never cooked.
Can I have it? What's happening?
The whole frosting is coming off.
Okay.
Here, use this and scrape it off.
Scrape it. Do you want me to give Rick some?
No, he's fine. I've never cooked in this cake pan before, and normally the cake that when I make it, it comes out a lot taller. So I don't know. It's a little bit.
It could be my frost, or it could be my cake mix.
That could be it. Yeah, it normally fluffs up more.
Yeah, my gluten-free cake mix is fun to work with. Just take some.
I'm just nervous how it's gonna turn out because I've never dealt with this before.
It looks freaking delicious.
And another thing that I want to tell you, it's always better the next day.
It's one of those kinds of cakes.
Yeah.
It looks super moist.
Moist.
Sorry for everybody that hates the word moist. I used to hate it, but it is appropriate to use when talking about food.
It has you puncture condensed milk, or you puncture holes and you pour condensed milk over it and then caramel. And then there's on top, you top it with like an entire layer of candy bars, but like cut up so that you can like easily eat them with frosting.
Dropped a tiny little bit on there.
Wow, Brie.
Might have ruined things.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you about David.
Oh, it's got a little crunch to it.
Is it good?
Mmm.
The candies I used were Reese's, Hershey Almond, and Snickers.
That's really good.
Okay. And normally I use peanut butter Butterfingers, but they didn't have it at the store. So David Meerhofer was born on June 8th.
That's my birthday.
That's your birthday on 1959 of 1959.
What did you do? Search true crimes?
Yeah, there was one that he like killed like 48 women, and I was like, I don't want to be that depressing.
Murderers born on June 8th.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's what I did.
That's cool.
Yeah. So David Meerhofer was born on June 8th, 1949, to the parents of Clifford and Eleanor Meerhofer.
God, that's so good.
In Bozeman, Montana. He was one of 5 children. Not long after he was born, they all moved to a small town of Manhattan, Montana.
I
know. I told you this over the phone, but I tried to find more about his childhood. But all I really could find was that he was an outcast and he was bullied by the other students and he was an introvert and always seemed to have like a dark...
Same.
But this like, he always had like a dark cloud over him. Like, just like you didn't want to be around him because he was always like sad. Like,
I hate people like that.
Thanks for noticing me. So that type of guy.
Eeyore.
Yes, Eeyore. So he graduated in 1967. He worked at doing some odd jobs until he was drafted into the Army in 1968. And this I didn't understand because one site said he was drafted into the Army in 1968. And then another site said that he enlisted into the Marine Corps and completed basic training in San Diego and was sent to the MCAS Cherry Point in Havelock, North Carolina. So I'm going to assume that he actually was in the Marine Corps because I looked it up and that is a Marine Corps base.
Okay.
So I don't know. But, and even Wikipedia said that he was drafted into the Army in 1968 and then he completed basic training. And then he enlisted into the Marine Corps, like the next sentence. And I was like, that's 2 different.
My hand is sticky and I have a piece of hair on my hand.
Oh, there's a paper towel right there.
Oh.
Lick your hand.
Let me wipe it on my shirt.
Yeah, there you go. So, I don't know. But in 1969, he was sent to serve in the Vietnam War. There he was awarded a National Defense Service. He's been like, I'm not messing with Natalie. I'm not messing with her. We'll see what happens. They're gone.
I think they are. What bug? Okay.
So there he was he was awarded the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, and the Vietnam Campaign Medal. All for the achievements in deploying communication systems and controlling military formations during the armed armed assaults. After serving in the war, he returned back to the United States and served 2 more years in Southern California and San Diego before being honorably discharged. He then returned back to Manhattan, Montana. He became Montana. He became a self-employed handyman, carpenter, and had a little shop in Manhattan.
Okay.
On the night of June 25th, 1973, while camping with her family in Missouri Headwaters State Park, 7-year-old Susan Yeager was abducted from a tent. 3 days later, a man called on the FBI regional offices in Denver, Colorado, claiming he was the one that abducted the girl and demanded $25.
I was about to say, wow.
$25 ransom.
Tomato juice killer.
He was demanding $25,000 in exchange for the girl.
Jeez.
Yeah, and on July...
Especially in that time.
Yeah. So on July 2nd, 7 days later, in Gallington, the Gallington Counter Sheriff... The Gallington County Sheriff. Yeah, the Gallington County Sheriff received a call very similar, but the ransom demand was $50,000. And the sheriff was like, the FBI already got an official ransom for this. You sound fake. And he's like, no, this is what the girl looks like. This is when she was abducted. Everything he described, they're like, oh, shoot, maybe he actually is the actual person. So, and he even said that there was a unique fingernail on one of the girls' index fingers.
Oh,
so
interesting. Like on her finger?
I'm gonna guess like a birthmark.
Okay.
And that wasn't something that was publicized.
Okay.
So they're like, oh dang, okay, well let's meet and we'll do this ransom exchange. But when they went to the trading spot where they had both agreed to go to, no one showed up. A few months later, on September 24th, the kidnapper called the girl's family home, which is just terrifying, and spoke to the older brother, 16-year-old Daniel.
Oh my gosh, to the kid.
Yeah. But luckily, the FBI had already tapped in and was recording the all calls that were made to the house. So Daniel kept the kidnapper on the phone long enough for them to track where he was calling.
Good job.
And they traced the call to Cheyenne, Wyoming. Cheyenne, Wyoming. So they did some searching there, but they were not able to nail down exactly where the call was coming from. In February 1974, which was the following year, 2 partial skeleton bodies were found in New Lockhart Place, which was an abandoned ranch in Three Forks, Montana. I wonder where my dad goes hunting in Montana.
Oh, he goes hunting in Montana?
Yeah.
It's kind of far away from California, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's where the good stuff is.
It's where the big stuff is.
Yeah, California has all little tiny little things.
Yeah, it's like Florida. They got little deer.
Little deer. It's almost embarrassing to shoot. You're like, huh. You're like a year old. But that's because they allowed so many people to, like, go hunting. It was overpopulated, so then they're like, oh, shoot everything. And now everything's like...
Babies.
They just need to cut it off for a year or 2. So.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. Anyways, so... one belonged to a 6 to 8-year-old girl, and the other seemed to belong to an 18 to 20-year-old woman. 4 months later went by before another event happened. On June 25th, the kidnapper called the Yeager house again. This time, he talked to the mother for over an hour.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. At the end of the call, he told the mom he was unable to return her daughter, which that's just her.
Yeah, that tells imagine. You already know.
Yeah. A few days later, the FBI got a call from a resident named Ralph Green and was like, hi, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have this weird charge on my phone call log. Apparently, I called someone on June 25th, and I definitely didn't. So they're like, seems sus. So the FBI investigated it and realized that there was a voice gateway and other devices that were built into the line break, which the police said that it was probably from the kidnapper.
What does that mean? Like they like split the lines and they're like basically
he was basically
piggybacking off that line?
Yeah, so what I'm not a telecommunication person, but I'm going to assume that like you tapped into their line so that you can make a call from a different phone. Like
kind of use their number as like a cover. Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
So, which
we don't know that for sure that that's what that means, right?
No, correct.
We're just assuming.
I'm gonna assume that, but yeah, I don't know what else it would mean.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, for that person to like go there and like read, I guess back then like you probably get charged a lot for long distance or
long
something.
Distance calls.
So you're just like, why is my bill higher than normal?
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Who the hell is calling
Montana?
Yeah,
Colorado.
Dang
I don't know.
it.
I don't know. It's just interesting because I don't look at our bills at all.
Yeah,
like someone could definitely be using.
I
my
mean,
phone
I look at how much ours is each month.
Yeah,
and I make sure it's the same price, but that's it.
And if it's if it's more than $10, I'm like, what happened? But if it's like around that range,
you're like, okay, I'm not gonna. I don't feel like being on hold for 40 minutes.
Yeah, no, I don't.
To be told that, oh yeah, we went up in our prices.
Yeah, or
okay, bye.
Oh, it's just your yearly charge. What yearly charge?
Like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I said yearly. I don't know. Anyway, so for a few years now, the FBI had been working on a new technique we are all familiar with now. They even have a whole TV show about it, which I love, Criminal Minds. But back then it was still a concept called profiling. So the FBI was like, let's break this technique out that we haven't tried out on anyone yet and see what happens.
Gotta learn somewhere.
Yeah. So the physiological profile of the offender is what the department's description is. They estimated that the kidnapper was a white 25 to 30-year-old male. He was more than likely a local and had a background in telecommunications or military because of his knowledge into tapping into the house phone line.
Okay.
He also was probably an outcast and had issues interacting with others. So, great. Many suspects were ruled out during their investigation. The FBI started to narrow in on a well-known introvert in town named David Meerhofer.
David.
Yeah. So they eventually noted a man matching the description that had made this man, David, matching the description and made frequent trips to Three Forks between 1973 and 1974, doing some construction and installation work at various ranches, including the Lockhart place where the two bodies were discovered.
Right.
So they also... And so he was there. They also were able to place him in Wyoming in September of 1973.
Oh, in Cheyenne.
Yep. After finding a receipt from an auto repair shop in Cheyenne, which was the same day that the Yeager family received their first call from the kidnapper.
Right.
So the first call came from Cheyenne. That's why they couldn't find him, because he was just there at a shop.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So David was arrested in August of 1974 and brought in for interrogation. He insisted he did not kidnap the girl and said that he would even take truth serum.
Okay.
Which is obviously illegal now. But
yeah.
Did you know that they're still using it in Asia? Where is it? In India.
I didn't know it was ever illegal. I didn't know it was ever legal, actually.
I guess it was. They used to use it sometimes.
I would think like the CIA would use it.
Well,
like secret agents, they're above that.
They're above.
They can do that on whatever they want. They can do whatever they want.
Sure.
It's fine.
But yeah, so they used it though. It was weird. But they couldn't get anything conclusive out of him for it.
Oh, out of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he agreed to he used it, and then they also did a So they interrogated him while he was under the influence of sodium pentothal, which is what the truth serum is. And he also took a polygraph test, which both came back as inconclusive.
Which you probably can't, like, that's probably a big reason why they don't use it anymore, because it's not accurate. Just like a polygraph isn't always accurate.
Correct. And a lot of people say, like, you're, like, drunk. It's like you're going under anesthesia.
Yeah.
But not enough to knock you out.
Yeah.
So you're more than likely you're less likely to lie. But
I can damn well lie when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it's
watch
like,
me walk a straight line.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
My name is Sharon.
Look, if you do this.
I think I lie more when I'm drunk. Yeah.
I'm very good at lying.
I like to make up
when I'm
stories.
drunk.
I'm like, yeah, it's true. That's fine. So, yeah, I don't know. But so both came back as inconclusive. Because they couldn't get any solid evidence, they had to release him without any charges. The FBI didn't give up, though. They ended up showing the videotapes of the interrogation to Susan, the girl that was kidnapped, her parents, who were like, yep, that's the guy that called us. So, oh my gosh, this is something that was bananas to me. And I guess as a mother, I've never had a child disappear, so I don't know how to feel in those situations, but I've been a very, very angry mom and want to get back at someone, and like get answers and stuff. So,
of course.
Susan's mom actually
to Mama Bear.
Yeah, you turn into Mama Bear. So Susan's mom actually approached David, the kidnapper, on several different occasions and she was like accusing him of killing her daughter and kidnapping her. And then also she even was begging him to confess, which I don't know. I think I would be too scared to like.
I think I would too. And then plus, like, I mean, there's a chance that you're wrong and you're accusing an innocent person.
Oh, it's just so bananas to me. Like, I guess if I would do it, I would like approach him like at the grocery store or something and make a scene. So
it's like, hey,
but he called them, so it's like that he knows where they live.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
So just crazy. And after the last time that she approached him, he actually called the house the next day and said his name was Travis instead of David. And he said, you will never see your daughter again because you guys are cooperating with the police.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I thought you already said she's dead anyway.
Well, he didn't say she was dead. He said, you'll never see your daughter again. Or I can't return your daughter.
Yeah. Okay.
So this time he said, you'll never see your daughter again. And then the mom even called him by name. And he didn't respond. It was just silent. So, yeah, I don't know. But because of that, the police were like, we got the guy. Because you're saying that this is the same guy that
you're admitting to it.
Well, he didn't. Correct. But
you
also,
basically just had to trace back the lines.
Yeah. So they had to just like say, this is the same guy that's called us. And now you're saying that we'll never see our daughter. So this is the guy.
Yeah.
So then they arrested him the next day. During the search warrant of David's house, they found women's clothes with blood on it, blood-stained clothes, and a human hand and several fingers in the refrigerator.
Oh.
Which is kind of gross, but
that sounds lady fingers.
Yeah. So the FBI told David about what they found in his home, and he ended up confessing that he had kidnapped Susan Yeager and another person. 19-year-old Sandra Dykeman Smulgan, who was reported missing on February 10th of that year from a basketball game in Manhattan, Montana. He said that after trying to have a romantic relationship with Sandra and she denied him, he ended up abducting her and tying her and gagging her, and she ended up suffocating till death.
That's appropriate. That's what you do when someone doesn't want to be with you.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
That's not what you do, people. Don't mistake what I just said, please.
Just accept the denial.
Yeah.
Come on. We've all been denied before.
Yeah. There's someone out there for everybody, and
except for you, David.
Yeah. Sorry, David.
So David claimed that Susan was stabbed to death, the little girl, after shortly kidnapping her, but she did not. She did not go without putting up a fight. She
It's her.
Both victims were dismembered with a hunting knife and wood saw, then burned them in a fire pit before scattering their ashes and remaining bones at the Lockhart place. I'm going to keep going until,
Yep.
Because I'm almost done. Although he admitted to these 2 murders, the FBI could not determine a motive, unfortunately. Okay. And David's attorneys and him accepted a plea deal to avoid the death penalty in exchange for 2 other separate murders that had not been linked to him.
Jeez.
So they were like, hey, we won't give you the death penalty if you accept that you did these other 2 murders. And he's like, okay.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, but what if he didn't actually do them?
Yeah, then the murderer's still out there. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
So
that is kind of messed up.
Yeah. So one was a 13-year-old.
You're just trying to get out of paperwork.
Mm-hmm. That a lot of police do that though.
What?
It happens often.
That sucks.
Yeah. So one was 13-year-old Bernard Pullman, who was shot to death on a bridge in Three Forks on March 19th, 1967, while swimming with a friend, this murder was initially ruled as an accident from a ricochet bullet from hunters nearby, which is very believable.
Yeah.
And the other murder...
Terrible luck.
Oh, I know. But it's believable.
Yeah.
The other was the murder of a 12-year-old Boy Scout, Michael Ranney, who was beaten to death in Three Forks during an outdoor practice session. That's all the information I have about it. And along with the original murders, the police were never able to establish a motive for all 4 murders. The sheriff's department suspected that he had committed more murders, but he only confessed to those 4 because of his deal with the Gallatin County prosecutors. And only 4 hours after David confessed to the murders, he was found dead in his jail cell. He had hanged himself with a towel.
Jeez.
There's been the Jaeger girl, her mom ended up going on to writing a book about it. And I forgot what it was called. Basically the kidnapping of her daughter and everything that they dealt with. And
Gosh.
Then the aftermath.
I can't imagine being that parent.
No, me either.
That's awful. Yeah. I don't, pray to God I never do have to be.
I know.
Ugh.
I can't imagine.
No.
So, yeah, that's it.
That was good.
Thank you.
So he confirmed he killed 2.
He said he killed all 4, but
right, only because of the deal.
Definitely was, yeah, because it was the deal. But he definitely killed those 2.
Right.
Yeah. She's sitting at the door, I think.
JJ. She's so weird. She's been waking up at night and acting sick and not feeling good. And
Dad's not here.
She doesn't like Dad. She likes Dad. Correction, but she likes Mom.
She's not. Yeah. She's had so much chocolate today.
I won't be able to eat all that by myself. I have to give all Becca's kids a bunch of...
Oh, that scared me.
Scared me too. Natalie, you want to play the balloons?
You're probably too loud with them.
What is your problem, dude?
They're balloons, honey. Okay. I know, they're kind of scary.
Come here. Can you sit quietly in here? No, for like 5 minutes.
It's okay.
Let's see how far we can get. I don't know if I'm feeling wine tonight.
That's okay.
I may
You
pour
should
it
pour it
back
back.
in the... Yeah, okay. So you wouldn't care if I did that?
No, this is yours.
Oh, it's mine? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pour it back in there. Okay.
Yeah, I got a bottle of red wine for me to drink on your birthday.
Wow. Don't you like red now? Wasn't it red that you said you liked?
Yeah, I'm trying.
I'm not. I haven't been.
It gives me a tummy ache.
Ever since I got sick after I drank wine, that
You're
one,
like,
yeah.
no.
I just haven't been like, I don't know. It's also really heavy on your stomach. Yeah, it just.
Yeah, it feels.
Do you
like...
see the mean look she gives?
Yeah.
What are those?
Oh, that's Rick's. All of his pops. Audrey. No,
What?
go ask Rick.
Go ask Rick. Do you want to go over here? Here, you want to play with this? Play with that? Pretend it's a phone. I know it's gonna mess with it, but it'll be alright. You want to sit on my lap? You have to be quiet. Okay? Okay. Alright. You ready? Say yeah? Okay. So I have been wanting to do this story for a while, and since I only had like a day to do it,
Yeah.
I figured it would be a easy story to do.
Yeah.
Or kind of an easy story to do because it's pretty popular. So I'm gonna. You're welcome. So I'm gonna tell you about the Barney and Betty Hill abduction. It's like one of the most famous alien abduction stories out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's what made everything super, super big.
I'm sure I.
You've heard it before.
Okay.
Okay, so
I really thought you were going to do the hauntings of Alcatraz.
Oh, no. I figured if I did an actual paranormal if I did a paranormal story, I would have to like do so much more research with it. And this is just like news articles and stuff. Hey, go watch JJ. I'm not coming with you. Go watch JJ.
I had to blow my nose. In the arms of an angel, far away from here, in the heart of Dixie. Make up your mind. Almost called her Charlotte again.
Yeah, it's okay. I call
Do it
her
all the
Charlotte on a
time.
daily basis.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I figured I'd do this one because like all the information is like laid out in like news articles.
Uh-huh.
So, okay. So Barney and Betty Hill were a newly married interracial couple in the 60s. Kind of a big deal then. That's
Big
why
deal.
it was mentioned.
Huge bug deal.
Huge bug deal. Barney was an Army vet who now worked for the U.S. Postal Service. And also, I didn't include this in my notes, but I meant to. He also was actually pretty smart, and he had like an IQ of like 140.
Jeez.
I don't know what
I wonder
high
what he did
IQ
in the
is.
military.
I don't remember.
Let me
I know
tell
he
you
was
something.
injured, and I know he was what is it? Honorably discharged.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you. Mine is 180. So basically, he's super dumb. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Mine's probably like 12.
Yeah, I really don't know what.
At your IQ, not your. I don't know what I was gonna say. Anyway,
The age you act, your
act your
maturity
age. Act your age, not your IQ. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, so he was a pretty smart guy. You good there, buddy?
Yeah, I swallowed a burp.
How do you swallow a burp?
I don't know.
It's gonna come back out later, like.
That was weird.
So he now worked for the U.S. Postal Service, while Betty was a very busy social worker.
Oh, yeah.
So they were both established in life. He had been married previously, and had kids and everything, but they divorced, and he met Betty, and
they're together.
They fell in love. Voila.
I love it.
So the two were. Why did I put that there? Okay, so just keep in mind that some things might be out of place because
okay. You might need to put these out in the sun. Maybe that's what's wrong with them.
Because they're sunflowers.
Yeah, I don't know.
My kitchen gets a lot of sun.
Oh, that's good.
I'll put them in the kitchen. So the two were headed home from Niagara Falls or Montreal. They'd been married for I think it said 10 or 16 months, one of the two of them.
Uh-huh.
And they had never had a honeymoon, so they were kind of having a little delayed last minute honeymoon spur of the moment. They brought $70 with them apparently, and just to think about driving 4 hours away to go to Niagara Falls and stay in a hotel and eat and enjoy yourselves off of $70 when it easily costs $70 to fill a fuel efficient vehicle these days.
Yeah, that
it's
makes
depressing.
My heart hurt. That's one meal.
That's a gas tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one meal. Okay, so they were coming back from this honeymoon, and they were driving through the New Hampshire White Mountains on Route 3. It was late at night, around 10:30, 11 o'clock, so there wasn't much traffic. And because of this, Barney took it as a precaution to put his handgun in the trunk of the vehicle, just in case they came across someone or if they ended up stopping to sleep in the vehicle.
Okay.
You never know. And so as they drove, Betty noticed a bright point of light in the sky, possibly a planet or a star that was getting larger and brighter. She was really into astronomy because her dad was really into astronomy. So she liked this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The object began to appear to move. So they ended up stopping the car to get a better look at it and walk their dog, their little dachshund.
Aww.
As they observed with their binoculars that they happen to have on them. I guess people just carry binoculars on them back in the day.
Well, now, Brie, it's because now we all have
your
Zoom
phone. Yeah.
in our eyes.
I don't know how to drink. I have a hole in my lip.
Do you not have Zoom vision in your eyes?
Oh, yeah. Just
We
blue.
all have Zoom. Yeah, you just go like that and you just zoom in.
I'm not a cyborg. So.
Oh, this is awkward. You're a real human.
Yeah. Sorry. We're not a match. Not a match made in heaven.
We're a match made in heaven.
So,
Friendship match.
we're best buddies.
We're best buddies.
So as they observed it with their binoculars, Barney had told Betty that it was probably a satellite or some kind of plane.
Okay.
But the object didn't seem to be behaving like a satellite would. I guess she had never seen one, but she's heard of them, and she knew that's not what a satellite would do. I've never heard of one doing that.
Right.
So they ended up ruling that out. It would fly away to the west, then come back toward them, and just go in all kind of weird directions. And it started to pick up speed in their direction. So Barney was now convinced that it was actually a plane.
It's fine.
Okay. So
because it's moving fast and moving in different directions. Yeah.
Yeah. So Barney now was convinced that it was a plane. And Betty was convinced that it was a flying saucer, because that was a thing then. It was starting to come out and people would talk about these flying saucers.
Right.
And I guess her sister also had seen one before, and it was a pretty popular thing.
He's probably just jerking.
Okay. Where am I at?
Oh, sorry. Side note. I thought that I would never be able to get my sticker back.
Yeah.
It turns
The
out...
ghost tour?
No, this sticker.
Oh.
Yeah. When I made your shirt, I found the project on my Cricut.
Oh.
So I saved it. I thought I didn't save it.
Nice. So are you going to make one then?
That's Natalie. You just scared the crap out
Yeah.
of her. She's like, yeah, you're right. I'm fine.
No. She doesn't want you to pick her up. I'm gonna go calm her down real quick. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
It's okay. Hey.
I thought I heard her crying earlier, so I came up, and I think me looking at her.
Yeah.
She doesn't like you.
She was nice. She was good with you a couple weeks ago.
She was fine the last time.
Yeah, she's in a weird mood.
I'm telling you.
The last couple times.
You're okay.
But,
Thank you, Rick.
yeah.
Hey.
Did you wish Bria happy birthday?
Yes, he did when I came in the door.
Is it the light? Does she want the light on?
Got the light on?
Look, Leon's here. No?
Okay. You gotta finish up. Oh my god, I can't wait for her to come back. I'm so sorry.
Aw, kitty.
We're halfway done, okay? Is it too cold in here for her? It might be, but she usually likes cuddling up with me, so I put her on. I should have brought her a blanket. I thought she would.
Where's her tortilla? I'll help. Good. Damn it.
It's okay. It's okay. Watch it. Look. It's okay. It's okay. Breathe.
What if Charlotte was in there with her?
I might be able to go get her. That's a good idea. Charlotte. Charlotte.
We'll make both of them. Rick, where are the kids?
They must be down here. Are they outside? Oh, okay. That's fine.
She said they're around this room.
Oh, what about Addie?
Addie's on the,
Addie, will you come sit with her? Natalie? Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Don't get too close, though.
Okay.
Just until we're done, okay?
So sorry. I'll
You
speak.
can, lay back on the pillows. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Addie.
I hope you feel better. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize.
Okay. Guys, being a mom.
Sucks.
Yeah.
No,
It's a lot of work.
It is, and it's
Especially when your husband's out of town and you have nothing to do with your children.
But when they cuddle you,
Yeah,
it's
she's just
so-
going through something right now. She's always, I feel like I say that every week.
Mm-mm. She's been great the last couple weeks. It's because
As I take another sip of my clod. As I take another sip of my clod. My clod. Okay. All right, where were we? So, Betty was convinced that this was
Fine. Why did I check?
So
I just checked my ear to see if I was just
get any
Sorry.
bugs out of there.
Yeah.
So Betty was convinced that this was a flying saucer because this was a pretty popular thing to believe in right at this
Right.
time. A lot of people had supposedly seen them. And apparently her sister had also seen one not long before this, several months or a year or something. So
Right.
but Barney, he didn't want anything to do with that theory. He's like, no, they're not real. That's not a thing. Just stop. And like in some tapes that you listen to, he kept on saying like she was annoying him. She was annoying me. She was annoying me. She wouldn't stop saying it was a flying saucer. She was annoying me. And
That'd be
so
my
like
husband.
he was very much like skeptic, big time.
Yeah.
So they started to get a little freaked out because it continued to like move towards them. And so they got into the vehicle and continued their way.
Okay.
Betty kept her eye on it while they drove and noticed that it appeared to be following them and continued to get closer.
That's creepy.
Yeah, and it was like flying in like a zigzag pattern, like
Following them.
closing in on them. So for 30 miles, it did this until they were in an area called Indian Head, where it had stopped midair on the highway.
Oh, no.
So Betty and Barney had heard about, like I said, flying saucers. And I already said all this part already. That's what I get for not reading and saying my part. Anyway, so they stopped again, and Barney grabbed his gun just in case. What are you going to do? You going to shoot at it?
I'm going to shoot at this light.
I mean, if
that's in
something
there.
comes out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So he had gotten out to get another look at it with the binoculars, and he wanted to believe it was some sort of jet or plane, and tried listening for a humming.
Maybe a
like,
helicopter.
Yeah, or like a helicopter noise, but there was absolutely no noise. Where he should have definitely heard a noise, and he was knowledgeable in aviation,
Yeah.
so he knew if it was a helicopter or a plane, he would have definitely heard it.
Right.
So when looking at it, he described it as a big pancake with lit windows. And
That's weird.
he was able to see into the windows, and in the windows were uniformed men looking down at them.
Men?
Yep. Like uniformed figures, like men, in looking down at him.
Makes me think of Star Trek.
Or like Valiant Thor. Same
Yes.
thing? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was him.
They feared that they were at risk of being captured, so they quickly got back into the vehicle and sped down the highway. As they were driving, they felt like a vibrating and heard like a beeping that they described that sounded like a microwave, and then they blacked out. When they woke up, it was hours later. Barney was just woke up driving.
What?
And he was driving down the highway as if nothing had happened. So it's like they went from like one step and then like they're continuing to drive, but like
But
they just
hours
lost
later.
like all this time.
Are you going to say, were they in any different part of the highway?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they were headed towards their direction, so yes.
Okay.
They weren't in the same spot that they were.
Gotcha. Okay.
So eventually they got home, and they noticed on the trip that should have taken only 4 hours actually took like 7. So they
my
lost
gosh.
like 2.5, 3 hours of time.
Yeah.
They showered because they felt dirty, and Barney noticed some soreness on the back of his neck, scuff marks on his shoes. Betty's dress had some kind of pink powder on it, and the zipper was torn.
Ooh.
The strap on the binoculars was broken, and both of their watches stopped working. So just some odd, random little things.
So weird.
When they got home, Barney was worried about radiation poisoning because they knew that there was something going on.
Right.
So he ended up telling Betty to leave all their belongings on their porch for a few days just to,
Let it air out.
yeah, just as a precaution. I don't know if that would actually do anything though.
Mm-mm.
So they were kind of on the edge about everything and kind of silent on the topic. But eventually someone had to break the silence and talk about it, and they ended up discussing their experiences.
I would have been talking about it right then.
Yeah, like what happened.
What?
I mean, they're both probably exhausted from the trip
Yeah.
and from being
And you're
abducted.
trying to process it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They went through a huge traumatic experience.
That they don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the two discussed their experiences, and they took it a step further, and they each they went to separate rooms and they drew what they had seen, like the craft. And both pictures came out almost identical.
Whoa.
So they wanted to know, like, am I crazy? Did we see this? Or
Right.
did we both see the same thing? Then they confirmed it. So Betty called her sister, Janet, and since, she had seen that UFO, and
Right.
not long before this incident, why do I keep on saying that? I swear I should have proofread this. So, yes, she had called her sister on this whole incident, and the sister advised her to contact the nearby Peace Air Force Base and to inspect the vehicle. So they checked the car for anything unexplainable and noticed quarter-sized blotches on the vehicle. And then I guess she had told them to like take a compass with them and put them on the blotches. And whenever they had done so, the needles just went wild, just started spinning. And like they'd take them off and they were back to normal. And they'd put them back on and they'd go crazy.
And the sister told them to do that?
Yeah.
What the heck?
They knew they were super into like UFO stuff. It's pretty cool.
Sounds like your father-in-law.
Yes. Yes, he's very knowledgeable about UFO stuff too.
Which I think is bananas.
He's super cool. So on September 21st and 22nd, they were interviewed by the military. Betty told the investigator about the sighting, but she left out some details like seeing the beings and like, because she's like, they're going to think I'm nuts. So
Right.
I'm just going to leave that part out. I'll just talk about the craft and seeing it in the sky and all that stuff.
Yeah. I
So-
do not want to go to the loony
Yeah,
bin
yeah,
tonight.
exactly. Like no, but there's been tons of UFO sightings, but no abduction stories. None that were
Right.
public, at least. So
Right.
this is definitely the first one that was made public. During this, they allegedly told her of an observation they made on the radar that same night at 2:14 a.m. Something popped up on the radar that was they didn't know.
Unexplainable?
Yeah, they didn't know what it was.
What the heck?
So, but let's see. Where am I at?
Can we have another snack?
Oh my God. I told her
It's okay. It really
specifically
is okay.
when we came over, do not ask for a bunch of snacks from Rick. Leave Mr. Rick alone. Okay, I'll leave Mr. Rick alone.
Mr. Rick's like, as long as you're quiet, I don't
It's like, here, just eat it. I should have given Natalie some food.
She's
How do I know? I'm so dumb.
okay.
Okay. Sorry.
That burp will definitely do it.
Okay, so they told them that they had seen this thing on the radar that morning,
Right.
that same morning. And as of September 26th, it ended up being reported that the couple misidentified the planet Jupiter, creating an optical illusion.
Oh,
So they basically are
goodness.
like, okay, these people are crazy. But they ended up reporting it to the Air Force Initiative Project Blue Book. So why would you report it if it's just like a misunderstanding with misidentifying a planet?
Mhm.
If it's whatever.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Exactly. Why would you even bother telling them? So Betty began to do some digging of her own. And she went to the local library and read tons of books about UFOs, UFO sightings, just everything about it. And she found some books by a Donald Kehoe, who was a former Marine Corps naval aviator and now at the time was a leader in UFOlogy. And he was one of the founders of NICAP, which is National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena. So he was alien shit.
He was alien shit.
UFO stuff.
He's like, I know UFO stuff.
UFO stuff. So Betty sent Mr. Kehoe a letter detailing all of their memories that they could remember on the incident, but explained that they had been missing some time and were considering hypnosis or trying to get the memories back in some way.
Right.
So she began to have some vivid dreams and possibly memories of missed time from that night.
Oh.
So after after Barney not wanting to hear them, she eventually began writing them down.
Oh, Barney.
He didn't want anything to do with this. Like, he was traumatized from it.
Yeah.
They both were, but he was really traumatized
He's
from
like,
it.
I'm done. I don't want to deal with
It's
this.
like, I don't want to talk about it. They touched my pee-pee. Sorry.
Well.
According to her dream, she explained that they were both taken in different rooms for testing. The main one she referred to as the leader, and he spoke English. He was the only one that spoke English, and he answered all her questions, and they seemed pretty friendly.
Okay.
So the leader even said that she could even keep a book that she had found on the craft as like evidence or like a souvenir.
He's like, sure.
Yeah, but
ahead.
it was, and it, like, as they were leaving, I guess there was like an argument about it, and they were like, no, she can't keep that. We want them to forget all about all this.
Right.
So they examined their eyes, ears, nose, throat, and took samples of their hair, nails, and scraped their skin.
Ew.
They also, I know it sounds gross. They also checked their nervous system with some like wires, and they performed a pregnancy test with a needle to her navel, which she said hurt really bad.
That's not how you.
Yeah, in the recording, she was like, and they put this needle inside my navel or in my navel, and I asked what they were doing, and it hurt really bad, and they said we're just performing a pregnancy test, and she said, well, that's not how they do it where we are. She also mentioned them tugging at her teeth as if they were trying to remove them, and they were
Ooh.
puzzled to why Barney's teeth were removable. He had
Oh,
dentures
had
because he was
dentures.
in the war and he got them blown out, and she had to explain that to them, and they were like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So after reading their letter, Kehoe, because she put all this in the letter to this guy, he had passed it on to a man named Walter N. Webb, who was an astronomer and another NCAP member, or NICAP member. He then met with the Hills on October 21st of 1961. Over the course of 6 hours, freaking long time, they gave him everything they could recall about that night. Barney's version seemed to bother him more, and so he believed that he was kind of like blocking out memories that he didn't want to remember.
Right. I'm even surprised he agreed to meet with him.
I mean, what I think at this point, he was just like, the only way I'm going to get through this is if I just remember it and get over it.
Yeah.
Because I think like your self-conscious like knows that something happened, and it's like we gotta you gotta get past it. So overall, comparing both stories, they seem believable, aside from just a few minor details that didn't correlate, like the exact same times or the exact same places or sizes and distance of things.
Right.
So I mean, and like I tell Josh that something looks 100 feet, and he's like, no, that's 212 feet.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. I don't know that stuff. So
Don't ask me.
That fish was 20 feet long.
No, it wasn't, Brie. It was 20 inches.
It was 20 inches, yes. So, to try to recall some of their memories on their own, they would make frequent trips to the same place where they... Damn it, Josh. I'm so sorry. I'm recording. What's up?
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're almost done. Is it something important?
No, I was just gonna tell you I was probably about to lay down, so I was gonna just say that.
Oh, okay. I love you. Good night. Bye. I thought I put my phone on silent. I did put my... Oh, it's because he's a contact that can go through. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What? Stop apologizing.
Okay. All right. So...
But will you send that stuff to your sister?
I already did.
Okay, thank you.
The pictures of all this? Yeah, I already did.
Thank you.
I said, see?
She's such a
she replied, oh, yay. Well done, Amy. Big sister approves. Also, Michael Scott just got engaged. Oh, yay. It's their first time ever watching The Office.
Oh.
Yay. I love that episode. It makes me cry.
Yeah. I don't cry, but...
It makes me tear up every time. It's so sweet. Because Oh, Michael got his happy ending. Anyway, okay. Thank you for making it not sad at all.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Yeah, she burped. Awesome.
Did you?
Parkour.
Yeah, we already talked about it. Rick was looking at the Office ones for me also, but there was a few that I was like, meh. Moses Shrew. Really? I was like, meh.
I wouldn't know where to put them.
Well, he says we're putting them in here, and I was like, well,
Put some shelves up.
we have shelves. So I was like, go ahead and put
But
the
you
shelves
put
up.
scary ones up in here.
Well, he was looking for like paranormal ones.
Yeah.
And
Couldn't find any.
he couldn't find. He was like, "There's zombies," and I was like, "We don't do zombies."
Halloween. I'll have to look for a zombie story. Maybe
Yeah.
there's some out there. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, here I am, Amy. Rock me like a hurricane. Here I am. Okay, so stop it. Okay, so to try to recall some memories on their own, because he wasn't quite ready to go to a hypnotist yet. They decided to take weekend trips to the White Mountains, where they had been abducted,
Oh my gosh.
and just hoping to spark a memory or something,
No.
but they were unsuccessful. This isn't a movie. That doesn't happen
No.
that way.
No.
Barney was eventually referred to a Dr. Benjamin Simon, who's a psychiatrist who specialized in hypnotic therapy.
Okay.
The first session began on January 4th of 1964, and these sessions continued for 6 months. So they ended in like June.
Yeah.
They were addressed separately, so neither would know what the other would say. And heads up, guys, if you want to listen to these, like, I tried to listen to them, but they're like hard to listen to. There's a lot. He was traumatized. Like, he's crying in it, and he's basically like reliving the entire thing.
Yeah.
And he's like in this dream state where he's like talking about like everything that he sees, everything that he's doing, and he's like freaking out and crying and saying, no, their eyes. I'll go through it.
Wow.
So in his session, he showed to be more traumatized and got very emotional and worked up, having several outbursts during the sessions. He recalled that the binoculars strap. Words are hard.
Words are hard.
He recalled that the binocular strap had broken when he ran from the UFO back to the car. He said he drove away from it, but then felt compelled to pull off the road and drive into the woods, where he found 6 men standing on a dirt road. The car stalled, and 3 of the men approached the car, and they told him not to be afraid. You're right.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. We're not from this planet.
Definitely gonna
We're
be
coming
afraid
to
now.
take you.
Yeah. Now I'm afraid. I wasn't before.
Yeah. Thanks for that's the one thing you should not say. Just like be calm. Remain calm. Calm down. Yes. Exactly.
No.
Do not ever tell a woman to calm down.
No.
So they brought both of the Hills into this craft into separate rooms, just like she had said in her dream,
Mm-hmm.
and told them to lie on a rectangular table, which he had commented that was like too small for them. He kept his eyes shut for the most of the exam, and Barney had been kind of like in a comatose state, and remembered the beings just staring. You hear that? That was weird. Okay, anyway. It's weird that just happened then. Sorry, I just got like really loud ringing in my ear, and it just like kept on going and then it stopped though.
You don't ever get those?
Not like that. That was weird.
Like a
Yeah, it stopped though.
It means one of your
Here, that's not true. I don't think that's true.
It's not?
I'm pretty sure someone said that that's not true.
Oh.
That you're losing like a part of your hearing. Yeah. Because that means you lose I can hear things. I'm only 28, guys. I remembered my age today.
Proud of you. I'm like
even though I keep on saying I'm 30. I'm not. I just hang out. I hang out with my buddy who's 30. 30, flirty, and thriving. Okay, so he kept his eyes shut for most of the exam, and he was kind of like in a comatose state, but he remembered the being staring into his eyes. And under hypnosis, which I said you can find on YouTube, he says things like, oh, those eyes, they're in my brain, and he's like crying about it, and
Oh my
it's
gosh.
awful hearing
Yeah.
like a grown man break down like that.
Yeah.
He said he also remembered a cup-like device was placed over his genitals to see his pee-pee. He believes they had collected some kind of sperm sample, but he
Sure.
said he never.
Uh-huh. That he knows of.
Yeah, that he knows of, exactly. I think I would remember that, though.
Well, they could have.
That would have been a lot
it
more
could have been, like, a
pleasurable
catheter type of-
experience.
right.
Most pleasurable abduction.
Oh no, I'd probably do it again. 9 out of 10.
What- 9 out of 10 would recommend.
Would recommend.
Okay, so
Oh, you go for those happy ending massages. I go for the happy ending abduction.
happy ending abduction. Love it. Only $5.99 extra.
Oh,
Don't say-
Bray.
That's because I talked to my dad today. Okay, so like Betty's dream, they checked all orifices and took samples, and also inserted a tube into his anus, which was removed. So,
Rick had one of those.
oh, that's fun. Not fun for him though.
No, he was in a coma.
He didn't
was
get
fine.
removed that quickly.
No.
He recalled being escorted from the ship into the car and was like in a daze. And he said he recalled watching the ship leave.
Wow.
So that's just like a short version of what he had talked about. But like this was over a 6-month period of time. So
Right.
like he probably said so much more. So as of Betty's sessions, under hypnosis, her experience was pretty similar, at least to what she had described in her dreams, with some differences, mainly with her capture and like releases, as well as the technology on the craft and the physical appearances
Right.
of the beings. So, however, both of their stories were consistent with each other's. She also got very emotional recounting the capture and examination, having to end one of her sessions early because she was crying so bad. But like she made it sound like it was such like a pleasant experience though. Like she said she was talking to them and asking them questions, and she was calm, but
I could understand.
maybe she didn't quite wasn't coherent.
Yeah,
Was
that's
kind of
what
like in shock.
Yeah,
It was
I
like
think
coping type
a
thing.
coping mechanism.
Yeah,
like
and then
you're-
afterwards, like, holy shit, what just happened to me?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Simon ended up giving her some homework
That's what I want.
and he had her like sketch a copy of the star map because she had talked about the stars that were around them, I guess. And she later described it as like a 3-dimensional projection, like a hologram. And she said there were 12 prominent stars that stood out to her, and she drew them all, and they were connected by lines forming a triangle and then branching out into some dashed lines. She said it was basically a map. The solids were trading routes, and the dashed lines were less traveled stars.
Interesting.
It was later analyzed by a Marjorie Fish, and she wondered if she could decipher the star system from a specific viewpoint. And they actually found like the star system where it would correlate with. It was called the Zeta Reticuli. Zeta Reticuli, which is also, you can look up that, in this case will pop up
It's
too.
like a constellation of
Yes,
stars.
exactly. And that's about like 39 light years from us too. So it's like super far away.
Whoa.
Super far away.
They were like driving
Just, like,
forever.
Super far.
Little detour.
So her account isn't super long, but I mean, she had all those dreams that she had talked about. So, there are skeptics. There are always skeptics, and a lot of them believe that Betty began to recall and dreamed these memories because she had been heavily researching the topic at the time, and it was becoming big at the time.
Right.
But like I said before, an abduction had never been something that was like publicized. So like,
Why would she decide to come
yeah,
out and just,
yeah, like she's not gonna dream that up, being abducted by aliens,
Right.
and then their stories were the same.
correlate? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Is especially with her husband, like not wanting to deal with
Yeah.
it at all.
Yeah.
Like, if I was like, all right, Rick, we're going to come up and just come up with this story, he'd be like,
No, that's stupid, Amy.
"No." Yeah.
We're not
I've
doing
even
that.
asked him, like, would you help me hide a dead body? Which I would never kill anyone. But he's like,
You gotta know.
yeah, I said, would you help me hide a body? He said, no.
You gotta
I
know
would,
if them hoes be loyal.
no. He's like, no, I would turn you into the police. And I was like, hello. He's like, you're going straight to a loony bin.
I got you, buddy.
I was like, thank you, buddy. So definitely my husband would not help me correlate with some story like that.
Jeez.
He's like, you're going down on your own.
wow.
I think he's like means it as like our child
This is
has
what's
to have
best.
a parent.
This is what's best.
yeah.
That I'm gonna
For
be. I'm gonna be
Alice.
the logical one.
Yeah.
It's okay. Josh wouldn't help me either.
Okay.
Although he would be good at it. He has an abundance of lime all the time. Yeah. I think that's what they use to help take out the smell.
I know exactly what to do.
Yep.
My brother told me what to do when we had dogs. He's like, you need to get like a 150-gallon drum, bury it 6 feet down, and then line it with brick after that, and then put a hatch on top, fill it with lye and some other like hay or something, and then put the dog poop in there, and it will eat it. And I was like, that's super smart. And that's how I would hide a body. He's like, there you go. And I was like, that's not what I meant.
And you
Zach.
just taught a bunch of possible, upcoming serial killers who are taking lessons from all your stuff.
I've seen a lot.
They're like, they listen to your stories because they want to know what not to do. And then they listen to my stories because they're like, this is what could happen to me. I could die and then be a ghost.
But I will say, I've seen a lot of videos of detectives and search dog owners, cops that have like debunked a lot of things that people have said, and that's one of them. But for dog poop, absolutely, that's how you get rid of dog poop without having to like
Good
shovel
to
it.
know.
Yeah,
That's good to know because ours ended up being in a giant pile.
yeah.
all
Just
winter.
put it like in a drum, and then put a top on it with some lye, and the lye will eat it.
Lime?
Yeah, lime.
Not lie.
Lye.
Not lie. Lime.
Isn't it called lye?
Lime. It's powder.
We're
It's
on
lime.
the phone, so maybe it is lime.
Or is it lie? Dang it. Hank, help us out here.
Come on, Hank. I don't
Okay.
know. That's what he told me. He said that's what they used to do with their horse poop.
That's
So I
smart.
don't know.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea for people up in the north.
Yeah,
Who have
especially
snow.
during winter.
Yes. So,
Or we have to take it to the dump. Yeah, sorry.
go into the dump. So, another skeptic, later a psychiatrist, suggested that the abduction was a hallucination brought on by stress of being an interracial couple in the 60s. But
Could be.
they discounted it because they were like, okay, we're happily married. Our friends, family, and the public, they were super involved in the public. He was
Right.
a part of like the government or a bunch of local stuff. They were always in the community service and stuff, and like NAACP and stuff. But
yeah,
there's
and she was a social worker.
yeah, everybody was fine with it. Nobody cared. They didn't care.
Yeah.
They were happy. Also, a resident named Jim McDonald, who was from where they had gotten abducted, produced a detailed analysis of their journey.
Oh, we're almost done. No, go to Rick.
Go. Is it mine?
No,
Sorry.
it's Alice.
Oh,
Or
Audrey.
Audrey.
So Jim McDonald, who was a resident of that area where they had been abducted, had come out with a detailed analysis of their journey and believed that they misperceived an aircraft warning beacon on Cannon Mountain as a UFO. He said they took the road at what appeared to be the same time that the hills saw the UFO. He said that the remainder of the experience came. Did I write that right? Yes. The remainder of the experience came on due to stress, sleep deprivation, and false memories that were recovered under hypnosis. So, like, he said that they were like the poster people for don't drive when you're tired. But, like, how do you mistake a giant beacon that's lighting up for something that's moving towards you and hovering over the road?
And the hours.
And the hours, exactly. Like,
I will say, though, to help with that, to back up what that guy's assumption was, one time my sister drove up to Washington for a wedding and back down to Redding, California the same day and night. And she was driving, and she said that she swears she saw a UFO because she was driving, and she said she was so tired.
where was she going to?
She drove up from Redding to Washington. I think it was like Seattle, Washington.
That's like, those are all like hot spots to see him, though. She could have.
She very much could have, but she was like, this was like when she was super younger, a lot younger,
So?
to my older sister. She's like, and Seattle is like it's like a 12-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
But she drove up there, they went to a wedding, and they drove back the same night, and she's like, I saw a UFO that night, but I was super tired so I don't know if I did. And I was like, I don't know, did you?
Maybe she did. She very well
said
could
there
have.
was a green light that like shot across the sky, and I was like, well, that's a meteor, and she was like, no one else, like there was no meteor sight that reported that night. I don't know. So
I want to hear that story.
you never will because it's my older sister and we don't talk.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Sorry.
So lastly, many believe that this was a whole act to become famous.
Why?
But like they didn't even attempt, other than calling like the government privately, they
Right.
didn't attempt to make it public. They,
They
didn't call like the
media
news or
and stuff.
they never once called the media. The media like heard about it and would come to them. So, and it wasn't even that big of a deal. They ended up going back to normal, and they were willing to discuss it with obviously like family and friends, and then the occasional UFOologist.
Well, I will say at that time in the 60s, as a biracial couple, they probably didn't want the attention on them.
Exactly.
So-
Or they may have, just because they were part of like civil rights and stuff like that.
Maybe.
So that was
but
another thing, was that they could have wanted the limelight because they were interracial
maybe. Yeah.
and they were trying to show like, oh,
Oh,
equal.
we're fine. Equal.
Yeah.
Equality.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to think
That's-
that people
no.
don't like to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, they would share the story with family and friends, whoever asked about it, and the occasional UFOologist, but they made no effort to seek out publicity on their own. Since then, this has made it to many magazines, a book called The Interrupted Journey that became huge. It was also featured on many TV series and shows, and a movie called The UFO Incident.
Do you know if they made the book or if someone else did?
Someone else did.
Wow.
Someone else got
Wow.
like interviews with them and wrote the book. I had the name in here. I guess I didn't write it down.
That's crazy. That's bananas.
That's bananas to the wall.
Bananas to the wall.
Barney ended up having some health problems and he died. They had like a lot of health problems after this, which that's the thing.
Yeah,
and
that's a
and
thing.
apparently the dog did too. And the dog died. I know. I think her name was Dulcie. Yeah.
Dog died.
Yeah, the dog died.
You didn't live
I
forever?
don't think the dog lived long after it. Sad day. Poor puppy. Rip.
Puppy.
So Barney ended up having some health problems, and he died of cerebral hemorrhaging on February 25th of 1969 at the age of 46.
Wow.
So he died young.
Yeah.
And Betty was pretty popular in the UFO community, obviously. And she died at 85 of cancer, but that's pretty long.
Right.
And she never remarried. Her last interview was actually in like 1999, and she
Really?
like gave like a full TV camera interview or whatever of her accounts of what happened, and she seemed like super upbeat about it and like willing to give information. She's probably like really cool and like knowledgeable about the topic now and just into it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I was abducted by aliens.
Let me tell you about it.
Terrifying, but I'm gonna tell you about it because it was cool.
Well,
It was
and
not cool. I don't want it to
You're
happen.
trying to like help other people
Understand it.
understand and be aware of it. I don't know.
Yeah, they say if you talk about it and you learn a lot about it,
You become it.
it happens.
That's why I'm not learning about any of
That's why I got weirded out when my ear started ringing earlier. I was like,
You're gonna be
I'm losing
abducted
my
later.
hearing. That's what's happening.
That's exactly. It's because it's your birthday.
Yep, because I'm older.
Happy birthday, Bree.
Thanks, buddy.
That's what the name of the. I saw that you rolled your eyes.
It's okay. I do it. I just did it again. I do it all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
My eyes live at the back of my head. It's where
Really?
my children get it.
I have eyes on the back of my head.
I hate when people used to tell me that. I have eyes in the back of my head. I can see you doing that. Or whenever you roll your eyes are going to get stuck like that.
I definitely still say that.
I do
My
too.
kids.
I also say everything's going to break your neck.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to stop doing that. You're going to break your neck.
Yeah. Or my favorite is, you're gonna grow up with no friends if you keep acting like that.
Or you're fine.
Yes,
You're fine.
Stop it. I'm not your friend. I'm your mom. Let me tell you a neighborhood story so we can get out
Let's
of here.
hear
so
it.
you can go enjoy yourself before you have to wake up at like 7
6
p.m.
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
That would be great if I had to wake up at 7 p.m.
Say it 7 p.m. tonight. Sorry, you have to pull an all-nighter.
I'm late.
Sucks for you. So this is called
What's with the Neighbors podcast?
the title is Urgent Alert. Could everyone be quiet for a few days?
Please.
I need to catch up on some sleep. The end.
They must live in an apartment. My friend in South Carolina, she worked for a 911 dispatch,
Uh-huh.
and so she had to work an overnight shift, and all the time, it sucks. I feel for her, but all the time she would post on Facebook how people would be super loud during the day, during the week. She's like, I have to sleep. My neighbors are yelling, or who cuts grass at 10 o'clock in the morning? And I'm like, my husband cuts grass at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's not that late.
It's not that.
But
early
I get it.
or
Like,
late, yeah.
you're trying to sleep during the day. That sucks.
That does suck. I get that. Rick used to, when he would work night shifts, have to deal with the daycare.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it didn't matter what I would do to try to silence things.
Still bothered him.
And it was during winter sucked. Summertime was fine.
Yeah,
'cause
throw him outside.
throw him outside. But he would sleep in here with that. Did you hear my stomach?
Was that your stomach?
That was my stomach.
I thought I heard that over
I
there.
did too. I was like, I'm definitely not farting. That was my stomach.
I thought it was like a door thing where you went bong, 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 bong. That's what it sounded like.
No, I could feel it rumbling in my tummy. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here.
Amy needs to eat.
Clearly, it sounded like my stomach was farting though.
It was. It's telling you I need food. It's
That
farting
makes
on
sense.
you. So to listen, you can find us on all of the platforms, Spotify, iTunes. You can rate and review us. We have been getting more ratings lately. We really appreciate it. So
Yeah,
thank you. Reviews are great too. So if you have a second, just throw a quick review in there. It doesn't take long. Also, don't forget to follow us and like us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and that's at WWTM Podcast. We also have a Facebook group where we're really active on, post lots of fun and funny things and inside jokes that you guys can interact with, and you guys can even post on there.
Yeah.
Our website is what'swiththeneighbors.com.
And on there, you can find everything that she just mentioned, along with a link to our merch, which is, along with our merch.
We got
And-
some cool stuff, guys.
Yeah, and that's, you just said what'swithneighbors.com. And a link to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/WWTN podcast. And if you want to be on the donor bus, $3 a month, you get exclusive content. And for $5 a month, you get exclusive content and a link to our episode unedited. Feel free to slide into our DMs with any questions, comments, story suggestions, and your own. I got the burps. Story
Choo-choo.
suggestions.
I forgot to say choo-choo. Sorry.
I was very late.
Sorry.
It's okay. And your own personal paranormal or true crime stories. We strive once a month to have listener stories and episodes. Our email is wwtnpodcast@gmail.com. And have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bree and Amy out.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Bree. Happy birthday, Bree. Bree, 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 Bree.
What's with the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
That was stupid.